Ruiz versus Joshua. What do you think that was? Was it skill on Ruiz's part or luck?
I think it was skill, dude. Only because I think Joshua underestimated him because had beat an opponent that he had beaten. He had beaten an opponent that he had beaten, and he thought that was going to be an issue. Like, was he going to be able to recover from it? Or do you think he's going to get better or worse after that fight? But no, because he had proven that he could still fight by beating Joshua, even though he had lost by a guy that Joshua had beaten.
Yeah, that's a very interesting way to bring it up.
Because he underestimated the fighter.
Yeah, because you're looking at it from like a more of a fighter's perspective. Like, all right, well, I beat a guy who beat that guy, so therefore I should be able to beat that guy.
Yeah,
right?
that goes like in street fights too. Like that's how you get your name. You beat that guy who has beaten those guys, so which means you could beat all those motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
So it goes like to street wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was looking at it more of a strategic game and not, he just looks soft, so, I should beat him. No, he looked at it as like, well, I've beaten opponents that have beaten him, so I'm the superior boxer here. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And another thing, like, it's very, like, luck, man, I don't really believe it in the sport of boxing. At least not lucky punches. You know what I mean? You might get luck with the judges you get that night, but you might. When it comes to like lucky punches, I don't believe in, because you got to think fighters train to do what they're doing in the ring. They're not just going in there and randomly pulling something together. No, all these things that they do in that ring, they've been training it thousands of times. You know, the way Ruiz Jr. fought that fight, he fought it in such a way where he was prepared. He had prepared his body to make those movements, to throw the punches in such a wonderful flow, and in his case, he's been doing that for years, you know what I mean? In all of his training, all his punches are very fluid, and you can see it the way he moves, so fluid, and he doesn't...
Yeah, and they even said he had punched a lot harder than Joshua before the fight. Like, a lot of people claim that he would be the one to take Joshua down from his feet, and he did.
Yeah.
And a lot of people claimed it.
Yeah, like, and he hits hard. Like, he flows all his punches together.
Mexican fighter.
He flows all his punches together, and they're hard punches. Like, they have thump to him. They have like.
He's like the Canelo in his weight class, dude.
Yeah, and I like the way he fights better than Canelo, man. Like, Canelo, he has that real, like, he's real choppy and he moves, but he catches you. You know what I mean? He has more grunt in his punches though. Like, he can't flow like a group of punches like Ruiz can. In my opinion, that's my opinion, because if you look at him fight, man, he just boom, 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 real flowy. Canelo's like, he grunts his punches. They're good, fast, sharp, accurate punches, and that's why he wins, because he fucks people up with those punches. Yeah. But they're grunty, you know what I mean? He grounds himself, he's grunty, but he's real good and accurate with them. Ruiz, the way he fight, he's more real smooth and slippery, and he just kind of slips them in. Boom, 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 boom. They're more smooth, like, to me. And they're harder just because he has more weight behind him. You know what I mean? He knows how to put his weight behind his punches. So, and I think that surprised Joshua, man. Like, he ain't fighting nobody with rhythm like that. You know what I mean? A lot of heavyweights have it, man.
Joshua would be the Canelo fighter, right?
Yeah.
You would think so?
Who?
You would think, would you consider Joshua as the Canelo fighter in the weight class then?
Like,
going against a guy like...
Like the big guy, the big name Ruiz. In the weight class? Oh, yeah, dude.
And then he got beat.
And he got beat.
So he would be able to beat a Canelo in his weight class.
Oh, you're talking about... Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? I mean, there was three big names at the time, which is Wilder, Fury, and Joshua, And no one had heard of Ruiz, and these two are fighting. And then he gets beat, And now, all of a sudden, just like that, there's a fourth guy. Now he's on top, you know what I mean? Maybe not on the same level yet as the other two anyway, but... if he beats another one of these other two guys, if he beats Fury or he beats Wilder, that's going to be a bad dude, man. He's going to be at the top. You know what I mean? Because none of those guys have beaten the other two guys. And that's the interesting thing. That's what's catching everybody's attention with this, because it's like, damn, now there's four guys that are like...
Yeah, he's rated 2 Joshua's rated 3, and then Wilder's rated 1.
Yeah, man. That's how it
So
is. I would say Wilder's probably the best. You
yeah,
know,
it's on Boxing Rec. Like if you go
I
on
would.
world class ratings,
I
look
think.
it up.
I think Wilder's gonna be all three of them. To be honest, I
Yep.
could be wrong. You know what I mean? But it's really a toss up between who wins between Reyes and
Wilder.
no, the other guy, Fury. Them two.
Oh, Fury's coming back to the play.
Yeah, Fury.
I think he'd be rated number 4 then.
I don't know, man. He had a good fight with Wilder, man. Almost beat him. The only reason it was a draw is because he got dropped
So
like the
you
11th
think
round.
Andy Ruiz will be dropped down to 3, and then Wilder would be
Or
2.
you mean Fury would be the 2, and that's how I see it going.
Fury would be 2, and Wilder would be 1, right?
Yeah, and then maybe Joshua at 3. But the thing is that's gonna be an interesting fight between those 3. You know what I mean? It's gonna be any one of those guys can beat the other 2, in my opinion, and that's why I just don't know, man. I just don't know. But going back to the whole thing about if I thought it was luck, man, I don't think it was luck, man. I think he has that skill, man. He has that rhythm. He has that flow. He's been training for years, man. Everything he did in there was no accident, man. He trained to do those things, man. And that's what people from the outside looking in, that's all you see is the end result of all your hard work. Nobody's seen all the hard work that went into that. You know what I mean? So it's like they have an easy time. Oh, that's luck. Because if that happened to them, that would be luck for them because they don't train to knock people out. You know what I mean? They don't train to fight people. They might, you know what I mean? They might work out. They might train something else, but they don't train to knock people out. So when they see somebody knock somebody out or drop them, they think, oh, man, he got lucky. If that happened to you and you drop somebody, you got lucky because you ain't been practicing that and you did it. So that's kind of luck. But for someone who's been practicing it over and over and over again, if they do it, that's a result of their training. That's a result of their hard work.
Yeah.